name me one genre of music that shuts down multiple countries all over the world for more than one day. Yeah.
The soundtrack for Nottingham Carnival, as stated by the Carnival Committee, is soca, calypso, zouk, samba.
They said we want to hear obviously 90% soca, then 10% bouillon, zouk, and afrobeats.
Afrobeats at Carnival, for me.
Yes, people, we are back again. And this time it is a zesty episode. Real bad, real excitement, real niceness. People, I'm very, very excited for this episode because it's a special one again. Every episode is special, but this one is particularly special because it's a long-time brethren of mine, a good friend of mine, a hard-working artist in the business, and he's venturing into talent management, as it were. He's brought through artists before, Simbali, who now Simbali is gone and done, and he's going to be doing amazing things in the soca scene in Canada and that side of America and that region. Chanel, a beautiful Trini artist who's bubbling nice here in the UK, and he's now created a beautiful, very exciting platform called UKZ, where he's bringing through some of the finest rising talent and stars from the UK DJ scene that can play to the culturally appropriate palette of dancehall and soca lovers, and in particular the zest lovers. And obviously we know that zest is just dancehall with a Trini accent, so we love that. So my guests, because more than one today on Soca Odyssey, are none other than Batch. This is a Bachelor Live.
You don't know,
of course,
boy.
DJ Bradshaw.
Respect and manners.
Manners and respect, gents. It's a pleasure. Let me have a drink.
Yeah, man.
Cheers,
Yeah, man, cheers,
blessings,
man.
manners, respect. Moses.
Less stress. You don't know it's a boy Batch, the Bachelor, the girl in the spatula. You get me alongside my multi-award winning talented young DJ, and it's a pleasure to be here with my brethren. You get me, my brethren.
Right.
You know, you don't know him as influential. I know him as Jelani, but you know, and I didn't mean to put the government out there. But that's how long the friendship has been before I was even Batch. You know.
Which is right.
He didn't even know me as Batch initially. He probably was Trini or something, because you know what I mean. I used to party a lot on the dancehall scene with, you know, some of my brethren like Brett Bakmuku, the whole of them guys there, and them guys turned promoters now, and you know, football and all these things. You know what I mean? So it's a pleasure to go through all these years and find myself on platforms where it's people that I know from the streets, people I know from home. You know, here in London, as I call London my new home.
Which is right.
Yeah.
Batch, talk to us about, again, the journey of transitioning from artist to talent manager, because I feel like most artists don't tend to do talent management. And if they do, it's long after they've been in the business. You've taken it at a point in your career where you're like, you know what? Batch bubbling, but I want to bring through, I want to give the guidance to the next talent. Why did you decide to do that?
You know what it is, yeah? So basically, I'm gonna say some stuff that I never said to anybody before. But because it's you, I said, I've been through some traumatic experiences in life, and I basically call it falling from grace, but finding grace in falling. You know, and when I found myself homeless, when I found myself jobless, when I found myself with nowhere to go, my back against the wall, some people that I didn't even know said to me, come and I'll show you a way forward to look after yourself, to take care of yourself, and you know, because you know in this life as a man, if you're like this all the time, people don't rate you, people put you down, people talk about you. It's you know, so they showed me how to be independent again. You know, so bigger people like Wes, Cutty, Rome, you know, the whole of the man from the strip down in Lewisham, they get me. You know, my brethren took me in, and nothing to his home, but he took me in as a friend and showed me how to barber. He showed me how to cut hair. I was making money for myself, and it gave me that independence. But one of the things that they showed me, and you know, I have to say, as a Trinidadian, I have to big up Jamaican people, because Jamaican people, they understand struggle a little bit better than others, you know, and they know how to live life being in a struggle, getting out of the struggle, but not forgetting about the struggle. And what they did is they showed me a pattern. And the pattern was each one teach one, each one help one. But don't even worry about anything in return. Because you're doing it, you have to do it from your heart. And if you're not doing it from your heart, it's better you just put it down. Better you allow it. You have to do it from your heart. And you see me, I always consider myself to be a pious man. I always try to do right. I always try to do righteous things. And I get a great joy in helping. So, for example, when Simbali messaged me, I didn't know who he was. He messaged me on Instagram and I say, you know what, come link me at the studio. And I took him to every interview and every show and showed him, you know what, all the knowledge I knew, you know, and to see where he is now, I don't want anything from him. I feel so good to know that he took the opportunity and is making the most of it. And that brings the greatest joy to my heart. I don't want nothing in return other than to see him excel and be great. And he's making me happy with every single positive move, every single great thing that he does. And, you know, as an artist, I always know when another artist is good. Another artist has potential. Some people don't like when I say, you know, you need to spend some more time rehearsing. Or you link me because your song structure, if you'd have just changed this a little bit, it would have knocked better. You know, some people don't like it because they feel like if it's me criticizing them and putting them down. I don't say it in a bad way or anything, but this is the nature of human beings, you know. But me and myself, I could never go to sleep and feel happy with myself knowing that I lead somebody astray. I will always say it. And a lot of people say Batch is very opinionated, but my opinion is because I want to see you do well. You know, so this is kind of like where it stemmed from. These people showing me a better way. And it's not only with music, because you guys would see, because we're on the scene, you would see, you know, Batch is pushing this initiative, or he's pushing this person. It could be an artist who's already doing well, I'll put them on the platform. It could be an artist who's never been on any platforms before, I'll bring them to the limelight. But it's not only with music. This is the life I live. I do this with normal common things at home. I will see an old woman and help her cross the street. You know, I will see somebody fall down and pick them up. I'll see someone drop something and be the first person to help them pick it up. You know what I mean? Like, that's me. You know, so it's just my nature. And it stemmed from, because I would say when I went through that traumatic period in my life, it was to a point where, you know, like if you have a hard drive and it's full of data and full of programs and all these things, the severity of the situation, it really affected me mentally. And I could only give thanks that by God's grace, the people that I fell amongst, you know, they were people with good intentions. They didn't lead me in the wrong path. They helped to build me. And I ask myself this question all the time, because I know how I used to do a lot of good deeds in the past before my traumatic experience. You know, I always ask myself the question, you know, is this a new version of you? Or is this you? Continue being the same person. I don't know if I'm the same. I'm not going to say Batch. I'm not going to say Trini. I'm not going to say Batchak. I'm not going to say Bachiko Dinatiko. Is this the same Elvin? Or is this a new version of Elvin that these people that impacted into my life? But regardless of whatever the answer is, I am really happy. I'm really, really happy with the way that
peace of mind.
I have peace of mind. And, you know, life is full of ups and downs, you know. But honestly speaking, other than one issue that we can't talk about on this show, I'm happy, bro. I'm happy. I'm actually happy.
I love that. I love that. That's important. Let's get into the artist side of Batch before we go further into the event organizer, brand builder. Artist-wise, again, like Trinity Boy, like many of the other artists in the UK, you know that struggle. Miss Desire Divine, Mersey, Terradan, Nikki Baby, Sandivas. You guys know that struggle. But you always seem to come through, and whenever you're given a platform, I never see you drop the ball yet. How easy it is, because you, like myself, we were fetters. We were in the sea, in the culture, for the love of the culture, before we decided to venture into being a part of the parts that drive the culture, so to speak, or help to drive the culture. How has that been for you as an artist? How do you feel you've been received in the UK? Because you have had some...
Yeah, I mean, right now I feel like I've established myself to a point where when you speak about, you know, artists in the UK doing soca music, you really had to be new to this thing, or never done your research, or don't know nothing about this thing to not mention Batch, you know. And that right there is a privilege for me. I am just so happy that ever since our conception, when we started doing music, we didn't even have a name. You know, we didn't have a name. It was me and, at the time, my best friend, Fontes. It was, like I said, I just fell from grace. I found myself in a dark place where I lost my mind completely, and I had to rebuild who I was. And Soca is part of the reason why I was able to take myself out of that depression. So Soca basically saved my life, you know, saved my mental as well. So one thing I would always say, me and Fontes and I, we would sit and have discussions about it all the time, and it's that the people welcomed us. The people welcomed us. We've never not been welcomed. I've never been to a show before, done a performance before, because you know when you first start doing music, you hear your voice in the recording and you're thinking, I'm not sure if that's how I want to sound, because you know you have your favorite artist, you probably want to sound like them. You know, like there were all these challenges that we had to overcome, and one of them was never that we were not liked. We were always welcomed, and ever since the conception of the Villains, and you know we've evolved. Fontes and I, we've parted ways in regards to the Villains. Big up Fontes and the whole of the team. Yeah. We never been not welcomed, and that in itself, you know, has spurred us on to continue doing it. There's been challenges. One of the greatest challenges, and part of the reason why I do some of the things I do now, is artists finding quality production. You know, finding quality production. So we faced that for many years. Big up Soca Child and the whole of the Rhythm Up army that we had at the time. You know, it was myself, Terradan, Xylo, Snipes, Fontes, Natia Daniel, and you know we were under the camp called Rhythm Up Productions, and they gave us that quality from the get-go. You know, but as you continue progressing as an artist, you know, you continue growing, you start looking at the superstars in soca, and you want to be on their level. You know, like the Marshalls, the Bungies, the Cass, the Kerwins. You know, so you start looking at, okay, I know what my producer gives me, but I want to look for other sounds, and it's hard to find other sounds because you have to remember, when you're an artist here in England, nobody asks you to do that, because we consume that here. It's a consumer-based, you know, industry. We consume that, but nobody asks Juicy to create soca. He chose that. Nobody asks Sandivas, nobody asks Batch and Fontes and all these people. So when you decide to do something, yeah, you had to go through it. It's just like any other job. When you decide to be a painter, if you ain't cutting them walls properly, nobody is hiring you. So when you decide to do soca, if you're maths in your music and song, you're not correct. You know, and that is the main struggle that every single artist here in the UK face. Now, nobody can tell me about quality. That quality is up. So now, we get to realize that, being an artist, not a soca artist, being an artist have many challenges. And quality is just the beginning. because talent is only 10% of the struggle. The other part of the struggle is the whole business side of it. And even myself could improve better with my business side of things. You know, sometimes it's not about having 10 songs. It's not about having 100 songs. It's about marketing one song properly. And that can make the difference. Now, if you have a good song, you may not even have to put in as much work because the song will talk for itself. But I've heard a lot of songs on the radio before that I did not know what it was or even like it until I heard it every 15 minutes, every half hour on the hour. You know, and that's where money comes into play. When you get to know the business, it's like big money go into making songs, hit songs. And you have to remember, soca music is a music where if you say to me now, tell me one soca record label, not a production house, you know, tell me one soca record label that their main ethos is, we're gonna go out in the world, we're gonna find whatever fits their criteria and push it. Can you name one? I can't.
The only one.
There's one?
The only one I could think of that's close to being anything like that, or two, monk music. So that's what Michelle is kind of doing. But before even monk music, what I thought of straight away was Fox music, which is Motto. But you said that's, but when you said that a production house, I realized Motto is a production house.
Is that Team Fox?
Yeah,
Team
Fox. So that's a production house. And then outside of that, I would say it's what Korean has now started doing
With the spot.
with the spot.
Is it really a...
It's not a label. I think the closest thing to doing that, and probably that's what we're going to eventually touch on, is platforms such as Push Soca, Soca Central. So that's clearly something that we need. Definitely need, because like you rightly said, you need to be able to give life, give support,
give life to the culture,
give guidance,
you know, to new people.
people.
And the thing is like, when I said what I said just like, there's no labels. I mean, for example, look at what VP Records has done for Turn Me On.
And
that song is now a song that the other day we did a freshers event and we were waiting to play. Me and DJ Bradshaw were there UKZ was there, DJ Bradshaw batch. Yeah. We were waiting for our turn to play. And I'm pretty sure that the guy who played that song did not know where it comes from. He did not know who the artist was, and he didn't know it was soca music. He didn't. But the response of the crowd, and I'm talking about, if I looked in that crowd, there's probably maybe 5 people with Jamaican background in that crowd. Yeah, the crowd was predominantly everything else. And they were singing it word for word. Now, I know for a fact that there's many songs, many songs in the soca diaspora, the West Indian diaspora, that are on the level of Turn Me On, right? You know, because Turn Me On don't play at every fete that we go to nowadays, you know, but...
Probably plays a barely any fete.
It's a radio song. It's a radio play song.
Definitely, or it's like a commercial song.
Yeah,
like
it's
from a DJ's perspective.
Right, and Kevin Little is the hugest grossing soca artist ever, but he's not the biggest soca artist ever, and he can probably say that.
I need some St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yeah, big up Kevin Little. So if we think about it now, I sit and I discuss this all the time. Yeah, it's part of another conversation that usually comes in when I see artists saying, I want to take Soca Global. Yeah, or I want to be an ambassador for Global. Now, it's already global. Now, my argument is when people say that, I'm like, name me one genre of music that shuts down multiple countries all over the world for more than one day. Yeah. What is the soundtrack of that festival? That soundtrack is not afrobeats. That soundtrack is not dancehall. It's not reggaeton. It's not R&B. It's soca music. Soca music is actually the biggest genre of music on the planet. But it comes from a place when you look at the numbers of the consumers, a record label would look at it and say, it's not lucrative. It's not lucrative. So
I agree.
So
I agree with you in the terms of soca is a global sound and it should be seen as that. And I also agree with you in the shutting down, because if we say there's a carnival in Australia, people gonna find themselves in Australia.
Yep.
As much as people don't want to see no tarantula, they don't want to see no kangaroo, they don't want to see no python,
no snake.
They don't. People afraid to go to Australia for all kind of reasons. Just on that surface. If we say, oh, and they've had soca events in Australia, called DJ Gel, Soca Prince, and another DJ called DJ Jazzwad or something like that. They did that. There was a soca event out there in Australia. So you're right. Like
anywhere there's soca, you'll find somebody chip into these songs of.
It's a very purist movement. Very.
You know, so I see a lot of people arguing the fact, oh, should afrobeats play at Carnival? Should this and that? Should this and that?
That's a very good. That's a very good argument.
You know, me personally, as a Trinidadian, as a lover of soca music, because you see, Trinidad and Tobago, as we know, is the birthplace of soca music, right? And soca music is now not only produced or representative of Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Bermuda, every single Caribbean island doing soca music or a version of it or zouk, we consider it our thing. Yeah. Growing up in Trinidad, we're told that we're from a cosmopolitan country, where there's people from everywhere. There's Syrians, Chinese, Muslim, African, white, Hindu. Everything, there's everything there. And this is what makes us such a rich culture. Because I don't think there's a country in the world that has more holidays than Trinidad and Tobago, because we respect everybody's cultural celebration of a holiday. And we also have the Trinidadian ones that everybody there celebrates it too. You know? So when we move to London now, London is a bigger space that is also cosmopolitan. There's people from everywhere. Places that Trinidad don't have people from those places in there, you know. So when you look at it, you say, Afrobeats at Carnival, for me, a resounding no, because soca music is already representative of Africa.
That is right.
So it's a resounding no. Chutney, no. What do you call it? R&B, no. Candy, no. One of my DJ brethren, them tell me he shut down Carnival with Candy. Time and place. There's one thing in the Caribbean, they always tell us, time and place. You need to know. You see, after 9, play all the cuss music. After the watershed. Before the watershed, keep it PG-13. And you see Carnival, when it's Carnival time, keep it
soca.
And after Carnival, do what you want. Time and place.
You know what's mad about that conversation? I haven't fully embarked on a conversation like that. But I've seen a lot of conversations, and I think you were very much, as Sir Influential, you were very much in those conversations on Twitter, because I follow you on Twitter, and Twitter was a very active place during Carnival about how are they playing this and that, and they were like, oh, what's one of the biggest songs at Carnival? Last by Burna Boy was...
You saw, that was Road Match.
One of the biggest songs
Road Match
at Carnival.
That was one of the biggest songs.
Now again...
But we're not saying that is not a big song. I like it. You like it. Everybody like it. But time and place.
Exactly. And
that way it needs to be played.
And what they were saying about Carnival is some DJs have said at the end of the day, we know that Carnival, from a DJ perspective or an entertainment perspective, when you think of Carnival, you instantly think soca. But especially Notting Hill Carnival, a lot of people think, oh, well, it's just Caribbean music as a whole. Now, specifically what I played, they said to me in a brief, they said, we want to hear obviously 90% soca, then 10% bouillon, zouk, and afrobeats. Now for me, I was thinking that's interesting because no dancehall, no reggae. I wouldn't really play anything else at Carnival. I know some tracks, they played Whitney Houston on coming down Ladbroke Grove. They played Mariah Carey. They played, you know, some of the biggest generic party songs. Some people play Candy. And at the end of the day, the reality is, you play Candy, people are gonna do what you play Candy for. Like, I know Candy is not the song for the dance, but 90% of the time when you play Candy, people are gonna do the electric slide. That's just how it is. So now I think it's an adaptation thing where, although Soca is meant to be Carnival through and through, or Carnival is meant to be Soca through and through, it's an adaptation of Notting Hill Carnival that DJs have to get used to. Because again, you had bands like Jamaica Twist, which were 90% dancehall and reggae and 10% soca. Again, it's all about adaptation. Now for me, I wasn't born in the Caribbean. I haven't been to Carnival in the Caribbean. So I don't have that experience that you guys will have of the home Carnival. So for me, whatever I've seen at Notting Hill, one of my first videos that I saw of Notting Hill in full force was I Wanna Dance With Somebody by Whitney Houston. Now me, because I'm around like born and bred Caribbeans, I'm not gonna play that at Carnival, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I didn't play about half an hour of afrobeats going down Ladbroke Grove. But again, like what Bat said about time and place, the people that were around us at the time, they fed on that. If I played a bit of afrobeats and there was no response, then naturally as an entertainer, you're gonna adapt what you do. But I played some of the biggest Afrobeat songs and I got some of the biggest forwards. And because I was allowed to play that, that's what the band leader said, yeah, you can play. And I went with it. But I totally understand what you say, because Carnival is meant to be soca.
Right. And to add to that as well, and just to remind people as well, the soundtrack for Notting Hill Carnival, as stated by the Carnival Committee, is soca, calypso, zouk, samba. That's the soundtrack. That's what you're meant to get 90 to 95% of. Of course, we are in London, we are in the metropolis. We're probably the most diverse, if not just as diverse. No, we're second diverse because New York is a bit more diverse. But we are a cosmopolitan in our own right. So yes, if you play reggae, that's fine. If you play a sprinkle of Afrobeats, of course, we have a huge quote unquote direct African diaspora, because obviously we as Black people are a part of the African diaspora as well, being Caribbean. But there is enough soca for us not to have to play so much Afrobeat. So even half an hour, I would say, is too much. There's enough soca, that's not to bash you.
No,
so that's why I'm not worried.
So
it's important now, while we have the educations, while we have the teachings, where you should be confident and comfortable enough to play soca for 5 hours straight and you not lose the vibe. But the bigger issue that we have is you have the different generations. So if you have the person that's been coming to Notting Hill Carnival since the 80s, since the 70s, jumping in your band, they're not gonna wanna hear Last. They're not gonna wanna hear the latest Denery songs.
They're gonna want some Kitchener.
They're gonna want Kitchener, Sparrow, Shadow, Lady Calypso Rose, and all the other amazing calypsonian artists and the early soca music. Cool. But then half of your band is gonna be people that are 30 and under, 35 and under. They're gonna wanna hear the
Badin Bum Bum,
the Denery, the Bouillon, the Zouk. So it's a balancing act that needs to be gracefully done, but it can be done.
You need to know your band, innit? You need to know your band. Like,
of course.
You know, because some DJs play for multiple bands. But you see me, I'm a person like this. So influential and bratty, yeah? When I first moved to England, I studied computer engineering. And the first class that I had, the tutor explained to me that when you have a system, yeah, and the system's not working, you need to check things in stages. And the first thing he said, check the power supply if it's not turning on. Okay, then you check the switch, make sure the red, you know the switch, them in England, they go red when it's on. Yeah, then you check the power supply unit, and then you check the connectors, and So we're gonna have to go to the base of the problem. Now, the main problem at Notting Hill is we keep hearing negative feedback about Notting Hill. As much as there's not much, they emphasize on the few little occurrences that happen. And this is where the only problem with Notting Hill lies. So what we have to do, we need to tackle the problem. Now, me and you both know, as people who are involved in music, when you listen to certain types of music, it makes people behave in a different type of way, right? So what we also need to understand is that we're trying to preserve a culture and bring new people into that culture. It's a very difficult task because you have to remember the consumption of the masses is what's available to them in regards to music. But if you want to protect this culture and you want to keep this cultural event, this representation of freedom, this representation of togetherness, this representation of Africanness, of Afro-Caribbeanness, of being from a place, because we're consuming the music from a place that is representative to who we are proud to say. You are proud to say, I am so influential, a Jamaican. I'm proud to say, I am Batch a Trinidadian. Right? He's proud to say he's DJ Bradshaw, British with Caribbean roots. You understand? We are proud of this. And it's that pride and it's that fighting spirit within us that make us say, hey, Sam Smith and all the rest of Notting Hill founders and them, they fought for this. Now, are we gonna just say, okay, because some people have a palette for other stuff, we're gonna throw away this cultural event and make music? Because if you had to argue for Afrobeats to play, and you had to argue for R&B to play, why does trap not have a place? Why does dancehall not have a place? Why does all the music that attract negative outcomes not have a place? You know, I was having a conversation with an Uber driver, and you know, he was saying to me where he's from, I was saying where I'm from. And he was saying, oh, he's not really into certain stuff where I'm from. And I was like, that's fine. He was like, he find it strange that I said that because he had a previous conversation where people were saying, you know, you need to have an open mind. No, if you like red apples and I like green apples, that's fine. Because if
don't come in my house expecting to get red apples.
No, but even if I come to your home and you know that your boy Batch like red apples and you like green, you have to also respect my decision. And this is where the problem is. When you don't respect other people's choices or respect other people's
cultural setup,
the culture, you don't accept people's skin color, you don't accept people's hair color, you don't accept people. When you don't accept things for what it is, I cannot say I don't like red apples. I don't like it, it's not for me, but I shouldn't say red apples stink. Red apples does come here and thief. Red apples does come here and rob or rape. You know, red apples is red apples. I like it green. Respect is what we have to do. So if people want to come to Notting Hill Carnival, yeah, and they want to experience an authentic version of Caribbean celebration of freedom, art, culture, craft, music, steel pan, chrysanthemums of bevies of beautiful women, you know, we have to respect it
in its truest form.
And as a connoisseur and also as an ambassador of the culture, you have to respect it first. So if you decide that you want to be a DJ, if you decide you want to be an artist, if you decide you want to be a costume designer,
you have to champion the culture properly.
You need to know what you're getting into in this dance. You need to understand what this dance demands. And if you do respect that, you shouldn't be in front of a deck, you shouldn't be on a stage, you shouldn't be designing costume, and you shouldn't be involved in the culture, because what you will be doing is polluting it. And this is the depth of the conversation that a lot of people shy from. You know why a lot of DJs just run and play other stuff? They're looking forward. You're looking the quickest forward. If you was a DJ and you looking it, bro, if I want the quickest forward in life, I've seen the avenues. I grew up in the avenues that if you want quick money, you know what to do to get quick money, but you don't choose that. You know why? Because you respect yourself. So if the DJs and they want a quick forward, they don't respect the diaspora, so they're going to say, well, let me play a last quick. Because I know everybody like that. That's the, you have to remember, you know, soca music do not have the channels that afrobeats have. You know? Afrobeats have record labels and big money going into pushing songs and all of that. You know? Soca music, only that is called the Soca Mafia, but no, that's the Soca fraternity. The radio stations and every country, for every carnival, they just have a road march and they just have a Soca monarch, and that is we channels. We don't have people paying 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 into building no soca song into being a global hit. We don't have no big people with money and things saying, all right then, well, we're going to push this song because it had to be a #1 on the charts in Europe. We don't have nobody doing that. So when we have a little soca and a little carnival going on, why does we disrespecting ourselves? Because
I think from what you said and from what Influential said, from my perspective, now bear in mind, 2022 Carnival was my first carnival that I've been to, and I had the pleasure of also playing there, both days. So I'm learning and experiencing at the same time. So for me, what you said about the catalogue of soca music, well, all of us are in the industry, so we know. I can go on places like Julian's promos and see 50 songs released in a day. But maybe not even one of them songs will get a forward for the whole year. So the soca catalog, just like dancehall catalog, is so deep and there's so many layers to it. But like Bat said, I think a lot of the problem is forward. Like, why would I play, you know, Doggy Slaughter has a song called Carnival, I Love You. Yeah. Now, if you're in the soca industry, that's one of the songs that you must know because it's a big song. But for somebody that doesn't know soca like that, but still goes to Carnival, they won't know that. But if I play Togetherness, Jump, Palance, songs like that, yeah, they're gonna know it. Now, for me, even me, I'm gonna say I was a victim to the forward a little bit at Carnival because again, I recorded my sets and I listened back to my sets. That's one thing that I think every DJ should do. That's one thing that I always do because you self-evaluate and you learn from it. So when I listen back to my sets, I must have played about a 2-hour set on either Sunday or Monday, and I played like the same 4 songs in the same order twice within that set. So it was It's Carnival, again, maybe undoubtedly the biggest, one of the biggest global soca songs. Jump, again, another big global song. Togetherness, another one, and Palance. Because
I knew you was gonna say Palance.
You literally have that 4.
That's a flurry.
Short shot.
It's literally, and I've seen people on TikTok, even people like Blackie, who literally do TikToks on soca music. If you go to a soca fair and you don't hear them 4 songs, then like you'll be surprised. And it's just interesting because again, songs like Last and Candy and Essence, Wizkid, songs like that for the Black British culture that go to Carnival, that will get a forward because we listen to everything and we expect to hear everything. Like again, you go to places like Jam Juve or Dreamland and places like that and you expect to hear, well, some people will expect to hear dancehall at least, or reggae, at least like a half an hour set. Now, that's no disrespect to the DJs that do it because they do it and they do it very well. And for me, I'm not a soca specific DJ, so I do appreciate the fact that dancehall does get played and reggae does get played. And I do appreciate the fact that sometimes there's a differentiation from just pure soca. But when you look at Jam Juve or Dreamland Juve or fets that are soca fets that don't specify that they're 90% soca, 10% everything else, a lot of people, and again, through seeing like the conversations on Twitter, a lot of people just expect 100% soca through the day. And the ongoing point that you guys make is there's so much catalogue in soca music. So why is I Don't Have being played 5 times in the fet? Why is Black Power being played 5 times in the fet? And again, from a DJ's perspective, that goes down to the DJs knowing to play when to play it. Like for me, if I'm playing first at Jam Juve, for example, I'm not gonna play anything that's past 2015 because that's for later on. I play up to 2010, maybe up to 2014, depending on
the vibe of the people.
The vibe and what's going on at the time. And I feel like from a DJ's perspective, me listening to other DJs, and me and Batch have had many conversations about this, and I've experienced it before, it's like a lot of DJs, if they play first or second, they want the forward, quick fast. Because from a DJ's perspective,
they want the Instagram moment.
Exactly. And that's what I find a lot of it is now. It's that hitting moment, the highlight, the Instagram moment, that, yo, I dropped I Don't Have, and there was 100 people there, but all of the 100 people were mad. And again...
Yeah, but my granny can play I Don't Have and she'll get forward.
Literally.
Yeah?
And
my granny can play Roly Poly and get forward.
It's human nature, because as humans, even when Batch goes and performs Wine and Brock, he wants to see every girl bending over, having a good time. So if, you know, the girls aren't really responding to it, he is likely, as a human being, to feel a way about that, because that's the natural response. So I understand it, but I also understand if Influential books me for a party and he puts me to play first, he isn't expecting to hear anything current, regular, unless it's brand new for people to get to know. And I want to big up Matches for that, because that was something that Matches taught me, was playing at things like Frenzy. In the first couple of hours, you either play stuff that people should know, which is like old school, or you play the newest that people need to get to know. And that way, again,
a DJ needs to understand their set. You know, and at UKZ, I'll tell you, at UKZ, people will look at UKZ and they will think, hey, UKZ, you know, a bag of DJs, some artists come up and perform. No, we have conversations. We've got people like Simply E, who is
Productions, big up Simply E.
Many years of experience.
I'm surprised you didn't mention Trini when you talk about studio earlier.
Don't worry. We going through stages. Influential is taking us through stages. I know I'm jumping in a little bit. You know, but we speak to the DJs and we speak to the artists and we let them know. If it's, trust me,
no, we flown right into it. So because remember the conversation was about the talent management and you shifting from artistry to talent management, and you said that how it was
just
a moment of, you know, getting that support and realizing that you can create something to help others, and you've done what you feel, you've established yourself, you've performed on all the biggest events, so now you want to give that platform for others, and that's why you created UKZ. But before UKZ, there was Push Soca. So talk to us about Push Soca.
So I have to give a lot of credit to Chanel Andrew, the artist, and the creator of Push Soca. I support her with it. Me and Chanel are very close, more close than a lot of people know. You know, I would say she's the better of the two in regards to her understanding of promotion and social media. She's studied this stuff at the highest level, and she's brilliant at it. She's effortless at it. She's fluent at it. And, you know, it's like if Sir Influential does something, he does it in the influential way. Well, Chanel does it in the Chanel way. And her way is very palatable. Like, I've never seen somebody do something so effortless. Like, she will turn up here and she will do something very simple and it will go viral. Like, she's got that ability to spot that moment. And you know, there's like, for example, there's more than one time Spade and Brady has done some
Foolishness,
foolishness, and she's captured it. And people say to me, "Oh yeah, I didn't know you know Spade. I didn't know Bradshaw's UKZ. I saw this, and you know, like it's bad. They're talking about it on the streets. They're taking social media onto the streets and seeing me and saying, "Batch, look at this." You know. So what Chanel has done, I know Chanel's gonna have her own interview with you guys at some point in time. You know, what Chanel has done is she saw something that the Soca diaspora need. She created Push Soca, and trust me, if you go on Instagram and you follow Push Soca, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. She gives a platform to the people who deserve platforms, and it's like the other day, Melik was here, and we were talking about, you know, what UKZ is and the affiliates and the powers behind it, the powers that be. And when I mentioned Push Soca, he's like, "Oh yeah, Push Soca, that's a big one, yeah, that's a big one." So the artists and them who are trending, who are currently doing well, you know, they really appreciate the fact, because he's like, "Yo, they promote me a lot," and I really appreciate it. Sorry, because remember, the same struggles I going through as an artist here.
Mm-hmm. They're going through back there.
They're going through back home because people do support local. Thank God I always get that support.
You look at places like, specifically on Instagram, there's accounts like I'm Just Bait, the Shade Bar. Mm-hmm. Now, again, when you put it into perspective, that's literally the Soca version of that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a couple I know, and I will put Push Soca in the same category as MYOB. Yeah, I'll put on Event Buzz TT. I will also put it the same category as Slayers. I'll put it in the same category as WORLMAG. You know, these people are people who understand. You have to remember now, I have to do, but it had to have people who taking what I do and making it available for people to see. Yeah. My page alone can't do it. And if you could say, it's like a news outlet. You know, if I could say, if I turn on to NBC, BBC News, whatever, I'm not just gonna see certain influencers, like your page. You will see a better Batch, a better Brady, a better Mersey, a better Taradan, a better this, a better that, some WORLMAG, some then you can get more variety.
Exactly.
Because I could only see the good stuff you're doing on your page. And pages like this, they're priceless. We can't live without them. Right now, Push Soca is it is the powerhouse in regards to promotion. UKZ is basically myself, Chanel, and there's people like Brady, Trinity Productions, who are the powerhouses behind it.
I probably wouldn't have seen Mr. Killer doing the crowd surfing thing if it wasn't for Push Soca. And take it how you please, but that is, it's a testament to Push Soca because it shows that what they're doing is having an effect on us. It's also, it's a positive for me because it's, you know, things like when me and Spade did that video last week. Again, I've always had this dumb thought where I just why not? You know, like why not? Again, a lot of the most viral moments, whether they're like globally viral or locally viral, they're just from people saying, why not? Let's do something. You know, like if Bash does a backflip at Jam Juve and falls flat on his face, oh, all right, he could have landed it. He could have landed it and it went viral. Or he landed on his flat on his face and it went viral. So things like that, again, and just more specifically about that video clip, I played a song and there's actually a dance on TikTok. Big up DJ Vibes, the belly dancer rhythm. That's one of my favorite rhythms at the moment.
Big up DJ Vibes.
They mix Feel the Heat, the song by Temper, with the belly dancer rhythm. And then I'm thinking, okay, Simply and Spade are one of the two best scratching DJs that I've seen. Undoubtedly. So we always do like little choppy things, and again, between us as the UKZ DJs, that it's like not competition, but sort of competition.
Which is
friendly competition.
It's like we do technical things, and we get our forward within ourselves, if that makes sense. So I just TEMP18 or something. So I just chopped it up. Then you just remix the letters and then try something. And then anytime I do something like that, Spade will always forward. And so then big up Tafara, who was hosting, he was like, oh, clash. And then now we're going back and forth in remixing in different ways. And what Push Soca and Chanel was very good at doing at live events, she's very good at capturing those moments, because I was recording the set, but that's just the audio. You don't see their faces, you don't see the reactions, you don't see the energy and the vibe. You just hearing what's happening. Oh yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, keep it moving. But the response from that video has been amazing. And the first thing I said to Chanel when I saw it posted, like I looked in the comments, I think you had already commented on it, and a couple of people. I was like, okay, so people are seeing what we're doing. Now that's a positive for me as a personal, that's a positive for me as UKZ, because I keep UKZ close to my heart along with Batch. So that's why I'm grateful for Push Soca, because, and specifically Chanel, because there's been, I'd say easily between 15 and 20 video clips that I've just been doing my thing and not thinking about getting footage about it, but she's there with the camera. There was one where me and Spade, when we were in Hackney Empire, I'm at the balcony up top, and he played the buzz rhythm because he was playing dancehall, and I've just sang a couple of the songs on the rhythm, and I've just gone, you know what, Spade, just play them, and bang, straight in. And that was just in a warm-up set. Nobody was there, but it was captured by Chanel, put on the page, and that's actually a very good video. So that's why I'm grateful for the page, because
which is right.
It just lets people see things that
you don't usually get to see.
Exactly, 100%.
I'm not gonna lie, from working closely with Chanel, I have witnessed a lot of great aspects of the being that she is. She's really, really good at what she does, and she's at the same time studying. She's at the same time being a mom and juggling life, And these things are not easy, but you see, when God's grace is upon you, nobody could ever argue with you. Nobody could take it away from you. It's yours. And, Chanel, big up yourself, wherever he is right now.
Big up, Chanel, big up.
Fully.
And we didn't even talk about Chanel, the artist, yet. Because, trust me, Chanel is... I met Chanel a long, long time ago.
Was it like 2014?
Boy, I'm not good with time and date and years and things. I was late too earlier. I know Chanel 3 to 4 years now. And the length of time that I know Chanel, from the jump, vocals, on point. Because you were early in the journey, you were around, it's influential, and that's one. Her writing ability is up there with the best. She's an attractive woman, so she's easy on the eyes. When she's performing, everybody's fully focused on what she's doing, and with so basically when we first decided that we were gonna do a zest rhythm, which was the Tuntun rhythm that I created, and which
Match the producer,
There's a lot of accolades.
Ton producer. We decided that we was gonna put Chanel on the rhythm, so I wrote the song for her. It was a bit odd for me because I'm writing from a female perspective, but the song was easy for her because she apparently, to her, she said that that's the reality that she's experiencing.
Well, that's the reality that also females face.
Yeah.
At a time and a place in there.
And she was so supportive in the initial conception of what we were gonna do with this rhythm. We decided we were gonna do a launch party. So I spoke to, my brethren Super Nitro, and I spoke to Miss Rose, because Miss Rose, many
Bad
performances,
dancer.
the one of the best. Well, the best. I'm gonna go on record to say the best dancer I know in the
Most
whole of the
energetic,
UK.
the most vibey, the
Miss
nicest,
Rose.
genuine person.
If you don't like what I say, go and fight your mother. Miss Rose me say. Yeah? So Miss Rose is like, Batch, don't just do it as a launch party, make it into a movement. I was like, a movement? How can I make this into a movement? You know, it was a bit puzzling for me because how do you take a concept, you know, the Tun Rhythm launch party and turn it into a movement? How do I do that?
How do you take like a rhythm
and turn it into a movement?
It was a rhythm isn't a movement.
So, you know, I sat and I was speaking with Chanel and I was like, you know, well, it's a good idea, go for it. And you see, just a simple gesture like that, you don't understand how far that goes. Because you see me, I'm a fatherless child, I don't know my father. I don't have nobody behind me saying, son, proud of you, go do this. You know, and having somebody beside you could say,
you go ahead.
yeah. Father, brother, yeah. Yeah. You know, just giving you that encouragement. You know, it's just like, you know, it makes sense. What these guys are saying to you makes sense. I think you should go for it. And I said to myself, well, I mean, it's a zest rhythm living in the UK. UKZ. Yes. And somebody messaged me close to that time, you know. They say, you see this? I say, what is that? Braff and zest.
Which is me. Which is me.
So, let me tell you the nature of human beings. There was like, it's either I copy you or you copy me. But I was like, I don't own zest. And you don't own zest.
And I don't own Braff.
We started a movement.
I don't own
off
the
of
UK.
a movement that was already a movement.
You know what I mean?
But we just took it to a different place.
You know, so we decided we're gonna call it a UK Zest Rhythm. Remember, UK Zest, that was nothing yet. You know? Now, it's only afterwards, I think it was Nitro say what, UK Zest, yeah? And I was like, that's gonna ring to it, you know? UK Zest. And we just decided we're gonna run with the name UK Zest. Because, I mean, even when the flyer was made, I made the flyer myself. And when I made the flyer, the UK Zest on it seemed more dominant than anything else on the flyer. So, you know, we decided to run with it. And it's just like little simple things like that. Chanel was so instrumental in, she was like, okay, then I'm gonna get a banner made. And she made the Post Soca and Soca Central banner. We did, that's to tell you, at the point in time, we did not even think of UK Zest. Because the banner that we made, up to this day, we still have Post Soca, Soca Central, and we haven't made a UK Zest banner yet. But it's coming close to a year of UK Zest, you know?
And speak for designers to get one made.
We have to really, really give thanks for people like Chanel, Super Nitro, Brady, who's been instrumental in the whole project from ever since he's been on board. All the DJs, DJ Spade never missed a Zest. Up to this day, he hasn't missed a Zest.
All the DJs and MCs past and present.
Yeah.
I think even guys like Flags, again, you guys came down.
Yeah.
Most importantly, your street team, your promo team, the ladies that are there every week, bringing the vibes.
But the list.
Without them, there is
on.
no zest. Remember, without the people, there's no zest.
Without the people, there's no zest. The list goes on, to be honest. You know, there's Maya, Jaylee,
Michelle,
Shorty Shay,
Shannon,
Wi-Fi, Shannon, Cookie. I don't want to leave out nobody because I big back and all that. Yeah?
And special shout out, since we're bigging up people, I'm going to take this time, special shout out, because I know he was not UK Zest, but he was a supporter of it, a lover of it. He was at many years UK Zest. RIP Kobe from CP UK. So definitely shout out to his family as well. That's
big up Kobe, man.
True support of everybody's thing. Kobe, no matter what you're doing, from Kobe can reach it. Kobe's gonna be there. Kobe gonna come in good vibes. Kobe gonna buy a drink. Kobe
gonna supportive, helpful.
Kobe gonna post up flyer. Kobe gonna be there till the end.
I used to have to argue with Kobe, you know, because when I get to the venue, Spade, Chrissy, and Kobe usually turn up around the same time all together. Yeah. So when I get to the venue, I do a couple of things. I automatically make sure all the equipment is set up and start moving the tables. Yeah. But Kobe is always trying to move the tables. And I'm like, Kobe, you know me, so influential, yeah. I don't like people to do labor for me. I rather do the labor. You know, if it needs cleaning, I'll go and clean it. If it needs sweeping, I'll sweep it. If it needs lifting, I'll lift it, anything. But Kobe is always trying to help. And I have to argue with this, but I'm like, bro, it's okay, you know. He's like, nah, but that's what I'm here for. I'm like, bro, because remember, I don't want to put it on someone to say, yo, you need to move these tables or you need to do this or that. I know what my role is, you know? And Kobe was just so helpful to the point where he used to argue with me to allow him to be more helpful, you know? And
which is good.
We did lanyards, yeah. We did lanyards and some
Man,
staff
teeth my lanyard, you know.
passes, yeah. And Tony did 25 of them. She did 25. And we turned up with them for everybody who's staff members in the groups and stuff. Now bear in mind, Kobe wasn't in the groups.
He was never like officially.
He was never officially.
He was always like
in the groups or anything. But he didn't even really want to be in the groups either. Kobe would message me every day, Zest today. I'm like, without fail, bro. You know, you get this every Thursday without fail. And he would turn up and he would just give so much energy. So when we did the lanyards, I looked at Kobe, yeah. I was giving everyone lanyards. I looked at Kobe, I was like, there you go, bro. He looked at me, he was like, Batch, you serious? I was like, yeah. Because without even being part of the group, he's so invested in being part of the team.
I love that, man.
You know, because a lot of people feel inclusivity is being in a WhatsApp group or following them on Instagram or wherever. Me and you not in no group, but me and you are part of the same movement, and you're my brother for life. You get me? And Kobe is my brother forever, till eternity. I love that brother. I cried for that brother.
Kobe's legacy, man.
Up till this day, the UKZ have actually, we've created an award called the Kobe Award for the most supportive.
You'll soon hear more about
and the most genuine person. You see, for our awards ceremony, all the UKZ members.
That's what I was about to ask you next. What is, because you say it's coming up to 1 year. What are we expecting to see from UKZ
so we're gonna
to end the year on a high and for 2023?
Shall we speak too much?
Well,
there's things. There's definitely things.
We got a couple of things in the planning.
Meetings and all of them things I've got.
So I know there's some stuff that you don't know. So I'm just gonna say them. Obviously, you know, UKZ is a platform we've created to help other young people to find their feet in the industry. It could be a DJ, it could be an artist, you could be any type of creative. If you got a rum punch, you got that food, you got any type of promotion, it could be art, anything. You could pass through UKZ and get your moment. We film it, we promote it, we put you out there.
Speaking of rum, sorry.
You know, all young artists, please follow at UKZ at UK_Zest. When you follow this page, message us if you want a platform to come and, you know, do your music. If you're looking for producers, if you're looking for help in any type of way in regards to music and the music industry, we are there for you. At the moment, UKZ have been graced with the ability to work alongside Greenwich University in the university freshers type of environment. So we've got our DJs there providing entertainment. Brady has done 2 so far. We've got a lot more coming up, and we're looking to try to get into these type of events more, try to expand our fan base and the palette of what UKZ puts forward.
And that's one thing that's significant. Although it's UKZ, we're not just promoting Zest. When Trinidad Killer came over, he was very lenient with us to do things with us because we're promoting what he is promoting. And just because he's in Trinidad doesn't mean he's not seeing what we're promoting. So I just wanted to take time to big up Trinidad Killer, because he came over here and he blessed us. Yeah. He performed 2 weeks. He put on a performance in the second week for real. And yeah, so with Zest, for me really, my focus on Zest is how can we promote Zest music but incorporate everything else at once as well. So
I mean, we can't play Zest whole night. We're not gonna play Zest whole night. Because you have to remember, we're at the end of the day, we into entertaining people. So like we were saying earlier in regards to palette, time and place. We know we are UKZ, so we will always and we are going to represent for Zest.
And especially the UK dancehall and Zest artists.
Yeah, you've seen, we've had Pierre, we've had Beanie G, we've had Steady Rems, we've had, who else? We've had Vibes King, We've had Taradan. I'm there.
Chanel.
I'm there. We've had Chanel. We've had Taji from the Netherlands. We've had Mafia Barbie, another DJ. We've had DJ Key. We've had DJ Bradshaw, DJ Spade, KC. Controller. We've been graced with having so influential, shelling down the MC. Drex, Dingo, 20. We must give a big Natsby. We must give a big shout out and a huge influence to the legendary living legend Doggy Slaughter and Excalibur Sound, who was part of UKZ touring with us here in the UK for a good period of time and giving us huge support and helping us to pivot ourselves on an international level, also making connections for us on an international level. Like we've got endorsements and drops from Charlie Blacks, bro. Like that's you don't get them drops there. You don't get them endorsements there. Big up Charlie Blacks. We got an exclusive song from Conscience and Charlie Blacks. Through the link with Doggy Slaughter, we promoted the hell out of that. And
for real,
we promoted the hell out of that. You know what I mean? Like he introduced me to loads of other people within the industry that I probably didn't even know exist, but they're very influential and hold key gatekeeper positions in the industry and a wealth of knowledge that he also shared with me that I would never be able to forget, because I wouldn't lie to you, from ever since a child growing up, Doggy Slaughter
the name Doggy Slaughter,
one of my favorite artists. I can remember being a kid singing out his songs loud as ever with my friends, and I still do it today. I just want to say big up him. I get to know him on a personal level, and he has left an impact on my life.
And also, along with that, that's all the people, but also big up to the brands that have worked with us. For example, Flags have worked with us. Big up to Hackney Empire that have worked with us. Big up to Mingle UK that have worked. Mingle asked me to do the boat ride, their annual boat ride, and they specifically said, can you play Zest? So for us, it's almost like it's paying off, because people they're wanting what we're doing. And since February or late January, we have never missed a Thursday UKZ. We did Boxing Day, we did the Total Rhythm launch.
We started from the end of the year last year.
And weekly Zest, we've never missed one.
We've
had trials, tribulations.
It hasn't been easy.
It's been a struggle. People have been like, oh, I'm guessing there's no Zest this week. What?
You're mad.
Huh? No. Of course there's a Zest.
Definitely have a Zest.
Big up to all the DJs, again, like you said, that have passed you and helped us. And
so what's next now for UKZ?
So
you said there's an award ceremony.
There's a lot.
Are we getting another rhythm?
Ever since I started producing, I haven't stopped. What I have done is I have taken a step back to understand better how to get things out on a professional level and not leave it wanting, not leaving it lacking and needing. So there is rhythms on the way. We've got a project, the Magnum Rhythm, on the way. It's got one dancehall artist on it so far from the UK.
Can we say who it is? Or?
Don't say who it is yet.
I'm not saying who it is.
Just say when is it coming?
Soon.
It's coming soon. The Magnum Rhythm is definitely on the way. I've produced some tracks for myself as well, because I know what I want to hear from me. I get a lot of whenever I go to a production house, people always say to me what they want from me, and this is the fault of Hold On Tight. Hold On Tight always have people saying that they want that side of Batch, but remember, initially Batch is a lyricist. Batch like to spit bars like Wine and Brock, the type of bars, play on words, whatever. I prefer it for myself, but at the end of the day, you have to
give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want.
Just to interrupt you for 1 sec, just one thing that hasn't been mentioned yet. As I'm going to use this official title, as Batch's official DJ, I just want to say a lot of people have been saying to Batch, like, when's the new music? What's going on, etc., etc., etc. From in the camp, there's a lot to be excited for.
That's what we like to hear.
Even as part of the camp, I am also excited for.
Which is good.
Because rhythms that I'm listening to daily, which nobody has heard, I'm like, yeah, we're ready to move this thing for real. So along with the UKZ movement, we're building that. And Batch as an artist it's not like a rebrand, It's
So
not-
resurgence.
It's
a resurgence.
there you go.
But you know, sometimes you need because even Brady said to me the other day, he was like, "You took a lull from music," and I was like, "Is it really a lull in my mind?" I was like, "Is it really a lull?"
It's like
Because
a lull from the
it's a lull from the
public
limelight,
eye.
from the public eye.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, there's a lot going on in regards to
working.
production, and we're studying as well. I'm not gonna lie to you, UKZ has taken up most of my time because it is quite challenging. Remember, it's every week. I actually feel for the year 2022, I have put on more events than every promoter in the UK. Because that's every Thursday without fail. We've been busy.
To start with.
You know, some of them were bigger than and some of them were smaller, but still, it's an event, and managing multiple personalities, people, and
Even all the
wants and
artists that have
needs,
been there,
you know,
we've had a lot of people coming through.
Yeah.
Killer, Melik, Mr. Grill, which again, Killer and Grill are the foundations of this in Trinidad. We've had again
that's two of the founders of the genre.
all of
Because
the names that
Grill,
we've mentioned.
you know, one of my close friends. He's become one of my close friends, Mr. Grill. He has the Zessa movie, so we're planning to put that in screening here in the UK soon. You know, Zessa the movie, part 1 and part 2 is filming now in the UK actively. We've got quite a lot of stuff, but you see, so influential. One thing I've learned here is you shouldn't speak about stuff
Everything too soon, of course.
before you execute them, because I mean, expectations are high for myself. I'm quite excited about loads of stuff, but you know what we're actively doing right now is just that we're doing the fresh events tonight. We got DJ Simply E doing one of the events at Greenwich University tonight. We're
in
gonna go there
commercial
afterwards.
places.
We're in commercial places.
Turtle Bay,
Yeah, Turtle Bay.
we're in Shoreditch. So like, again,
That's what we like to see.
like I said earlier, it's not just zest. It's R&B, hip hop, trap, dancehall, soca. It's
Some
a
people think,
collective of everything.
it's not
Chutney.
just it's not.
Simply he's working with Ravi B and Terry G in a couple of weeks. So what like me and Batch speak about is we're not, although it's
You're not
UK
pigeonholed.
zest, we're not like holding ourselves to just specifically one thing, which is it's fun. It is fun.
We've
Definitely.
got some initiatives, man, because I actually have not got the chance to execute Soca Central yet.
But that's another strong platform there.
Soca Central hasn't, it's like the idea for Soca Central, I haven't gotten the chance to execute it. Push Soca is doing their thing. We've slowed down interviews for now, but then we'll be back to the interviews very
Higher
soon.
production value,
Yeah.
all of that.
You know, and I would say with Soca Odyssey, yeah, this is definitely something that I feel, you know, I can learn from just being part of the experience of being here, and I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna see he's so influential, because he is influential not just by name, as an individual. He's very, very influential. Like, for example, sometimes when I try to do the hosting, I say to myself, well, what influentials say, you know? So, I'm telling you, no.
Oh, that's where it comes from.
Yeah,
Oh,
because,
okay.
because when you think about it, yeah, this guy here is so influential.
Lives up to the name for real.
He actually lives up to the name.
100%.
And what he does, if the other day we was watching the comedy thing with him and your sister, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm looking at the video.
Word on the
Yeah.
curb, yes, back to back.
I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, this guy. No, can I say it? Water was flowing.
I feel so too.
Water was flowing. I'm not gonna lie, water was flowing.
No comment.
Water was flowing because I you know, as the bachelor, the girl in the spatula, I fully understand the anatomy of a woman. I'm telling you, the palpitations, you know, the way she was speaking, she found herself in a place.
Yes.
She found herself
It's
in a
like
place.
viral again, you know.
No, for real,
Resurgence.
bro, she found herself in a place, and that's the influence.
That is right.
That's the influence.
Everybody-
I said to you, yo, after she
I
said, I'm
appreciate
saying, yo,
that.
brother.
I
She
appreciate
found
that.
herself in a place.
Yeah, man. I feel like
You represented.
represented.
You
and I feel
represented
like
fully.
It was appropriately done, and you know, you have to match the energy.
Yeah.
And
But
obviously,
she was given the energy as well.
And that's why-
I feel that's
that's what
why
made
she
it.
buzzed you. She buzzed you because she feel like, say, this was going to go too far. She don't care if the camera
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? It was just going to turn into like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
and then as well, like she said, mommy, I'm purely veg. Like, because even my mom recently watched it. And my mom was like, my mom's like,
No, but you can't, energy don't lie.
energy don't like, but my mom is like, yo, you should have, why you said that so soon? You should have ease or read. And mommy's giving me all the feedback. Big up mommy.
Yeah, big up mommy one time.
Yeah, one
Big
time.
up
So
me, big up mommy.
this is the beautiful thing about this, and you know, it's all about being yourself, being authentic, and I'm glad that people are able to watch me on different platforms and see that, you know, Sir Influential is being himself, being true to him, and always. And I'm even glad that people like my mom and her cousins who are like her sisters from America are able to watch it and say, oh, I saw your little boy still. But and it's not they don't feel like I'm being something other than myself.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about
You have to get him a tagline, you know.
building a platform and things like that. That's why I appreciate things like UKZ and Push Soca and Soca Central, because again, it's not easy to build a brand.
Not everybody understands what it takes to build. Now, I will say something to you here on camera, live and direct. I'll say this to you here. A lot of people have come to UKZ because they see something is happening over there, but they're not genuine. I know, I see it from the start, but I'm not here to tell people you're genuine and you're not. What I'm trying to do is create something that when I'm finished with this industry, if ever, I can reminisce and say, we really did a great deed. We created something. Look at the people benefiting from the legacy. Maybe I can step down or go back to Trinidad and relax my bones and
It's still going.
let somebody else take it over and just try to direct from. It's not about money for me. It's not about making myself rich or getting into dance for free, as a lot of people on the scene think that because they do something they must get into a dance for free. For me, it's not about thinking that I'm one of the big boys and puffing up my chest and going like if I'm a big boy. It's about legacy. And a lot of people don't understand legacy. You know, UKZ's legacy would never be using people or stepping on other people to get somewhere. It will always be about building a platform for others, because when I started, there was no help for me. I had to fight to find a way. But if I could make that a little bit more easier,
for the next
for
upcoming.
even if it's a less talented or more talented or Soca Jesus that come to save Soca, yeah, let them get that opportunity, and let it be without claws in their back. Let it be without somebody in their pocket. Let it be without somebody drinking their blood. Let it be as honest, genuine effort to help. That's all it is. My honest, genuine effort to help with the support of my peers and loved ones, yourself, Brady, Chanel, Trinidad Production, After Dark Entertainment, Doggy Slaughter, Spade,
Chrissy, everybody.
Brown. Oh my God, Chrissy Browning. Oh my days, I can't forget Chrissy Browning.
Like
Crystal's Creations.
100 gigabytes of footage.
Bro,
You see once we sit down and go through the
Cameron
videos?
can't done. I don't know what type of iPhone she have. She have an iPhone all. Her memory can't done, brother.
Yeah.
And she don't even delete the files. I don't know where, million terabytes or something phone she has.
You know I've employed her as my videographer as well now.
And this is the
She
other
busy.
thing. UKZ is not just about UKZ. How many times have I sent bookings his way? Spade's way, Boots way, Simply Ease way,
Each one help one, like you said.
getting them in to play at Frenzy, getting them to play at
Everywhere.
bro, it's just helping, bro. And if everybody have the same mentality on the scene, you know what's one of the key things as well? The reason why we created UKZ. I've noticed that there's bigger promoters, there's huge promoters, juggernaut promoters here in the UK, in the Soca diaspora, and they make a lot of money. throughout the Carnival period or throughout the whole year. Because here in London, we don't wait for Carnival to listen to soca.
We pumping all
There's
year.
no soca switch here. We always switch to soca. Yeah. A little bit of effort to try to enrich the culture, the art forms, would go a long way. But no disrespect to any promoter, I must say there's some that always create platforms. So I have to big up Mingle. I have to big up Soca Frenzy.
Matches.
Yeah, Matches, Shaker, Ras Kenny, and the whole team. It's like family as well, Mingle and Soca Frenzy. I have to big up Tate. Tate always creates a platform, even though he never booked me yet, but that's another story. Yeah. But he does.
Resurgence.
Yeah. Would you call it as well? You have to give every Jack the jacket. The people who make the effort to make sure and put it.
You big up the ideas,
what I
the
mean?
flags, of course, every time.
Big up
yeah.
Free Soca Party.
Oh my days.
Their support network and group, they're similar to around my age as well. So they've been very supportive with me and even helping me and helping
they're like,
Zest.
like how you have a brother, like who would you say is a brother promotion to flags? I would say Soca Frenzy, RDR. That's like brothers, three brothers right there, because I've seen events where it's Soca Frenzy, flags, RDR. Is that Soca on the Roof? RDR?
It used to be, yeah.
Yeah, it used to be. So I've seen, so with us, it's Outside Takeover. That's one of our brother promotions. Obviously, there's the Ace of Spades, there's the After Dark Entertainment, there's Super Nitro, there's Nothing But Vibe, yeah, Island Wine, anything Supernatural. A little known fact is that Super Nitro is major. He's a major influence in the creation of UKZ. Hours on the phone, hours. And I probably listened to 2 things that he said. He cusses me all the time, but you don't listen. But trust me, it's information overload.
At least you're taking in some things and you're working on it.
We
love that, man. We love that.
The scene is evolving, man. It's evolving in a way that I love it, because just simply for myself, I could say that there's so many affiliates with the same mindsets working towards making a better UK soca scene. There's people who were, there's people who are, there's people who are upcoming, and there's people who are aspiring to. And all of us are welcome. We all can eat. We all can,
grow and push
the scene. And a lot of people don't know that every single artist right now in the whole world wants to come to England. Every artist. The messages I receive on a daily basis from artists from all over the world who wants to come and perform at a UKZ. They want to come
That's
and...
who we did a big up. Boy Dingo, Shane Mischief, the whole of this. Lady Lava,
one of my early... I knew her long before the conception of UKZ.
Classic, Fresco, everybody.
Yeah, classic.
Fresco is a very good brethren. Malik is a very good brethren.
It's a blessing, man.
It's nice to see that people that necessarily may not need the movement that we're pushing, need the movement that we're pushing.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's a beautiful thing, and which is right, man. And that's what it's all about here in Soca Odyssey as well. It's all about highlighting, pushing, promoting what's happening in the journey of soca and its derivatives and so on and so forth. And of course, we gotta big up the sponsors again. Flat Cap Drinks. It's all about the rum. Make sure you get your rum in time. We're coming up to that time of year where it's all about gifting, giving. Remember, they have the
staying warm.
So rum keeps us all nice and warm. The flavors vanilla and cherry, mixed spice, and also they have the dash of honey as well.
Yeah,
so make sure you get your party pack size. The 3-in-1
fully endorsed.
So make sure you get out there and support us to the fully.
It was a full bottle when we reach.
And now we done in it. So
Now to the dregs.
So let's just go through. I want to ask you guys a quick 5 questions before we wrap up as well. So straight like that, we're gonna start Bradley.
Bradley,
Sorry, it's because he keeps saying Bradley. Yeah, sorry.
Bradley.
DJ Bradshaw, straight up and down. We're gonna run through
quick fire questions.
Quick fire questions.
Go straight, ready.
Picking which one, yeah? Molly's or Nando's?
Nando's.
All right, cool.
He's gonna cost me for that.
He's
though.
not from South.
That's fine. That's
From
fine.
South.
No
If he
problem.
was from South London,
No problem. That's fine. That's fine. Apple juice or orange juice?
Apple.
All right, cool. Next one. Jerk pork or jerk chicken?
Jerk chicken. But it has to be certain people's jerk chicken though.
All right, I
Certain.
hear it.
Guys,
Captain Morgan or Mount Gay for runs?
Captain Morgan.
All right, cool. No problem.
No whites included.
No problem. Patrice or Destra?
Destra.
Excuse me. Boy Dingo or Classic Fresco Bar?
That's classic.
Classic. All right, cool. You say it.
Yeah, classic.
You say it. That's done. Straight up. Oh my God. Terror the Governor or Ronnie J?
Terror the Governor.
All right, cool. Last one now. This one's gonna be the big
Doubles
one.
or Polari? Doubles. Sorry.
No, we're not gonna do doubles or Polari. You know that one easy already. All right, we're gonna patties. Which one? Beef patty or lamb patty?
Beef.
Beef.
beef and cheese.
Beef.
Yeah.
We're gonna go straight into batch
Beef
now.
and cheese.
We're gonna go straight into batch now. All right, straight up and down. Actually, let me ask you this as well quickly before. Dirty mass or pretty mass?
Dirty mass.
Dirty
I had
mass.
the time of my life at Jam Juve.
All right, cool. No problem. Batch, your time now. White gold or rose gold?
White gold still.
White gold? All right, no
Yeah,
problem.
the rose girl look girly.
No problem. That's fine. That is fine. Royal Castle or KFC?
Trinidad KFC.
Trinidad KFC.
KFC anywhere else in the world, goodbye. I'll choose Royal
I need
Castle.
to try this Trinidad KFC.
Trinidad KFC.
They're saying it's there's
You see
apparently
the biscuit? Oh
apparently
my
there's
God.
a tie between Trinidad and Jamaica KFC. Apparently now there's a tie.
I will respect that. I will respect Jamaica KFC. Not that I've consumed it before, but we demand quality,
In Trinidad.
and I'm pretty sure Jamaicans are the same. In England, KFC is not KFC, brother. KFC is chicken shop. That's some oily piece of chicken. There's no spicy and original. You know that smell and that crisp of KFC in the Caribbean. You will be you want KFC now. You didn't want KFC all along.
He's embarking on his food, what do you call it?
Mukbangs and connoisseur.
No, for real.
connoisseur.
You know when
ASMR.
the chicken itself.
Crunching into that.
Crisp, yeah.
Yeah, man, it makes sense. All right, so then let me ask you this now. Next one. All right, River Island or Zara?
To be honest with you, River Island, because the jeans on them in River Island, I prefer them still, the jeans.
Straight up. White rum or dark rum?
It'll have to be white rum.
All right. Right. Next one. This is a big one. Right. DJ Bradshaw or DJ Spade?
Fucking hell.
If you can't pick, you got to drink that your drink and what's left in the bottle.
Oh God.
Right, see it there. That's a big shot.
Trust me, because boy.
We got the sponsors, Flat Cap Drinks.
Honestly speaking, you see between the two of them youth there, DJ Spade is supernaturally talented. I advocate for DJ Spade the same level that I advocate for DJ Bradshaw. I can't choose between the two of them. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Take your drinking, nobody try
Just
to
drink,
talk it out.
let me just drink my rum and mind people business.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Limsy or magical?
It depends on what you're talking about. Limbs, you're magical. Magical.
Is that because he DJs and hosts? I don't know if Limsy hosts.
No, Limsy doesn't host. It's because Magical is all rounder. Yeah.
But in terms of DJing, purely
Magical.
DJing, you prefer magical over Limsy.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. That's good, man. That's nice, man. This is so honestly, this is the journey. Take your time, you're not for the fish off too. Yeah.
They want a drunken batch.
Yeah. So make sure you are subscribing, you're liking, you're commenting. Don't forget the sponsors, Flat Cap Drinks. Let them know where they can follow you guys, please.
With me it's batch_VZ on all platforms, and also make sure and support the powerhouses behind all that we do. So the promotion platform is UKZ. We also have Soca Central. The page is called Soca Central, but the at is actually This Is Entertainment UK. We've got Push Soca, which is our biggest promotion platform. That's at Push Soca. We got at DJ Bradshaw. We got
Hello. Bradshaw, please.
Yes. Let me just add Trinity Productions as well. Big up Simply and the whole team. For me, on all socials at Real DJ Bradshaw. That's where you can find everything. And yeah, that's
gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. I can't wait to see the rest of the journey. This is Soca Odyssey. It's been an exciting year for UKZ. So 2023, more excitement, more zest, more weekly party, more rhythm, less stress. We outside. This is Soca Odyssey signing out. We'll see you on the next episode, guys. And then